So here's a pretty wild story. The UK's youngest terror offender, a 16-year-old boy, has been sentenced. So a teenager who is the youngest person in the UK to commit a terror offence has been given a 2-year youth rehabilitation order, and it's tough because the kid was 13 when some of this stuff happened, and so I think a rehabilitation order is the right thing to go on, especially with as long as it comes with further monitoring and the rehabilitation is actually decent. Um, because he's a kid, he's 16. Um, he has a long time to figure out what his real views are, but at the same time, not great that a 16-year-old kid is downloading bomb making materials and recruiting people. Slightly scary. So the 16-year-old boy from Cornwall admitted 12 offences, including downloading a bomb making manual. At the Old Bailey, Judge Mark Dennis QC said a custodial sentence would undo the progress made since the boy was arrested in 2019. I mean, how much progress has there been made in the space of what, almost 1.5 years? Like, it doesn't say. The teenager, who cannot be named, had significant vulnerabilities. He said the boy collected far-right materials and expressed racist, homophobic, and anti-Semitic views on online platforms between 2018 and 2019. The court heard. He became the leader of a British arm of the now banned neo-Nazi terrorist group organization called the Friedrich Division. Feud I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Working from his grandmother's house, he recruited members online, such as Paul Dunleavy, a teenager from Rugby who was jailed last year for preparing a terrorist attack. So this kid, the original kid from Cornwall, managed to recruit this other terrorist kid, and tried to help. This other kid, Paul Dunleavy, was convicted for preparing a terrorist attack. So the first kid from Cornwall, who can't be named, recruited another kid to carry out a terrorist attack. So I don't know if a 2-year rehabilitation order is going to be enough to fix the issues within the original kid from Cornwall. So the group wanted to enact a white jihad. I love how they use Arabic phrases like, yeah, that jihad stuff, we're going to do a white version of it. Like, what? Like, get your own phrases, man. The group wanted to enact a white jihad and the genocide of non-white people. The court heard, like, just leave me alone, bruv. Stupid people. The judge said the boy had entered the online world of wicked prejudice and violent bigotry. I mean, like, surely his parents should be keeping an eye on stuff he goes on. I don't know. Like what? Like, how's your kid seeing all this stuff? Like, what websites are they going on? Have the school been alerted? Have you spoke to his friends? Like, what's going on here? He said a custodial sentence. This is the judge. That custodial sentence caused irreversible harm for the future, and that public safety required the boy's rehabilitation. I mean, okay. The judge said the teenager had significant vulnerability stemming from an abnormal childhood, but doesn't actually go on to say what these issues are. The defendant first joined the neo-Nazi forum Fascist Forge. Like, okay, that's not the worst name in the world for a fascist organization. In 2018, having downloaded his first bomb-making manual when he was 13. So, like, this 13-year-old kid, yeah, instead of playing like Call of Duty or whatever the hell 13-year-old kids do nowadays, he downloaded a bomb-making manual. Like, what? Like, what's going on in this kid's life? He first came to the attention of police in July 2019 after detectives received information he was constructing a weapon. When the home where he lived with his grandmother was searched, officers found a Nazi flag and a racist slogan painted on the garden shed. Like, how's his grandma not seeing this? The teenager appeared at court but on bail by video link from Bodmin Magistrates Court, sitting next to his grandmother. Jenny Hopkins from the Crown Prosecution Service said that the case that people would rightly be disturbed that a 13-year-old should hold the most appalling neo-Nazi beliefs. The boy claimed not to have racist views and just wanted to appear cool. I mean, you downloaded a bomb-making manual. Like, I don't know, Chief. I don't know about that if you want to just seem cool. And said dissemination and pleaded guilty. But the body of evidence led to him pleading guilty to possession and dissemination of terrorist material. Like, bro, you weren't trying to be cool. Let's not get it twisted now. So, 13-year-old man. So clearly he's not the youngest, offender of, the youngest one to be prosecuted of terrorist offences. It's this 16-year-old boy here who was 13 at the time. So I have no idea what to give for a title of this. But yeah, I'd want to see if this case was a Muslim kid who had been radicalized, if he would have been given the same the same sentence. That'd be quite interesting. But obviously, the circumstances will never be the same because this kid apparently had an abnormal life. I mean, he was living with his grandma, so that is a slight issue there. Like, where are his parents? But it's a scary world, the online world, and you should keep an eye on what your kids are looking at, and who they're talking to, because this kid was 13, and he downloaded a bomb making manual and was organizing a terrorist group, a neo-Nazi terrorist group. So make sure you know who your kids are friends with, or your grandkids in this case. And obviously, I doubt the grandma would have known much about the internet, but surely she would have seen the Nazi flags and the racist slogan on the garden. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But what I do know is his attempts at white genocide non-white genocide have been thwarted, and hopefully this kid actually gets the help he needs and manages to reform his life, because he's only 16. He's a young kid. If he gets the right help now, I'm sure he could become a decent human being. But if that does not happen, if the reformation process doesn't work, then we're looking at a potential future terrorist, and that's scary. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm on Discord. I'll link the Discord link below. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.